Hey, welcome to the Sam Bam Show. I am your host, Sam, and today I want to try something new and start a new series where I talk about my journey as a 3D artist. In fact, I never wanted to be a 3D artist or animator. It wasn't in my plans at all, but in a need to adapt to outside circumstances, I ended up chasing a career I never knew I wanted. Starting back in 2017, I decided to drop out of university to chase a dream in filmmaking, more specifically live action filmmaking. I was always a huge fan of film and eventually wanted to transition from being a consumer of media to a creator of media. And to be honest, living in this modern age, it's never been easier. I was doing a bachelor's in becoming an English teacher, and to tell you the truth, I never really enjoyed it. I can spend a whole day ranting about university, but long story short, it just sucked the life out of life, and I decided to take a chance on filmmaking. So I applied to a university and then another college for their filmmaking programs and got rejected by both. I wasn't wanted, and while it did hurt at first, there was some kind of relief because really, like Orson Welles said,
You know technically that the whole bag of movies can be learned in about a day and a half. I kid you not. It isn't much harder than taking home movies. It's just about 3 points harder. And all these guys who do it try to make a big mystery of it because that's their living.
the technical aspects of working a camera, microphone, and lights isn't that hard. It's getting creative that's the real challenge. As an introvert, though, filmmaking is not an easy feat. It's a collaboration between different people, and finding those people was never really easy for me. I had friends who were always ready to help and be in the videos for me, but they could never really commit, and who can blame them? They had their own lives to deal with. So, long story short, in 2018, I created a grand total of no new videos. I just worked my job the whole year, unable to find any kind of liftoff with this dream that I had. But right at the end of it, in December, I reconnected with an old friend and his cousin who wanted to start a marketing company and needed a creative partner to handle photography, video making, and graphic design. I handled the filmmaking part and they handled the outreach to bring people in. We were a match made in heaven and the dream was still alive. Now in 2019, we started our freelancing endeavors. We were doing photo shoots, events, and filming promotional videos. It started out great. Started to get some recognition as an amateur videographer and photographer, and more people were knowing my name, and more people were interested in my services. And this would certainly lead me into the life of a filmmaker, starting as a freelancer, but then transitioning to narrative filmmaking. The 2010s were ending on a high note, and I couldn't be more excited to start out a new decade with a fresh new career. But then came COVID and incredibly strict COVID restrictions. And, again, long story short, I lost a lot of opportunities because what I was doing required people being together physically, which was a big no-no during the pandemic. So my freelancing filmmaking career took a big hit, but as the saying goes, when a door closes, another one opens. A friend of mine was reconnecting and catching up with me. I was telling him about my career goals of becoming a filmmaker, and then he introduced me to Blender. He was studying architecture, so they used it a little, and he thought that could potentially help me one day. That was in the first week of January 2020. Fast forward to August 2020, about 7 months later, and I finally took a step on a road I haven't been off trail since, 3D art and animation. You see, Blender is just amazing. God bless Ton Roosendahl, the founder of the Blender Foundation, and the amazing Blender community he fostered. Seriously, I kind of owe my career to his software and the community itself. I haven't spent a dime on any school. Everything I learned was self-taught thanks to amazing channels like Ducky 3D, Pierrick from P2 Design, Jan Sculpts, Grant Abbott, the Blender Guru himself, and many, many, many more. I'll actually probably do a video dedicated to great channels to learn Blender from. Blender and its community gave me the most important gift of all: belief. And not to sound too cheesy, but if you can't even believe that your dream is attainable, then you can't even put one foot in front of the other and chase it. So, August 7th, 2020, and I still remember the exact date, I started a Blender introductory course on Udemy, and from there, the learning has never ended. But while I was excited about this new beginning, new challenges were also headed my way. You probably already know that, but making money being an artist is really, really not easy, although the internet and social media has kind of facilitated it. In 2021, I quit my job to work on a short film. I was so confident. 5 months and 15 rewrites later, I got humbled quick. It was one of the worst animated works I had ever done. No one on earth has laid their eyes on it except for myself, and no one should. It was terrible. So with my savings starting to run out, I had to get myself a new job. And my goal for 2022 was to develop a portfolio. so I can start applying for jobs within the industry. I'm actually very proud of the amount of work I had put in, from sculpts to animated works. I was making projects non-stop. Now obviously it wasn't anything perfect, but I challenged myself and learned a lot. By 2023, I spent the first 3 months learning ZBrush, Maya, and Substance Painter to be ready to apply for the industry. I wanted anything: gaming industry jobs, animation movie jobs, CG jobs. It was all good. But once more, outside world events were having their effects on myself and my chances to get in. Now, I don't like to blame the world or society or external forces for where I stand in life. I take full accountability, but we have to admit that by 2023, the world was kind of changing. The film industry was beaten up by 3 years of COVID locking people out of the theaters, so they were losing a lot of money, months-long strikes that halted all productions, and the introduction of AI that made a lot of studio heads rethink hiring artists and instead investing money in AI technology. Think about how hard it is to get an animation or art-oriented job pre-pandemic. Think how high the wall you had to climb was just to have the tiniest chance, and now multiply that wall by 3 or 4. There was no chance I was getting in, and after about 90 applications and 4 months later, I knew I had to rethink my life. This wasn't the regular competitiveness of getting into the animation industry. The industry itself was bleeding money, and like any corporation, their knee-jerk reaction was to fire people or halt hiring altogether. Even getting a regular full-time job was difficult in and of itself. I wanted to do a programming boot camp. These typically almost guaranteed jobs pre-pandemic, but with AI, it was a bad bet. Many of my closest friends were working in trades and making good money, so I ended up going back to school to pick up a new trade and a new way to make money while I scratch my head and figure out how I can keep that artist fire alive. As long as I'm breathing, I want to keep going at it until I can finally make a living as a storyteller and an artist. By 2024, I was enrolled in school full-time plus a part-time job, so my 3D work simmered a lot. I even gave myself 3 to 4 months to not do any 3D projects at all to test if I really wanted to keep doing it, and I couldn't help but boomerang myself back to Blender. I genuinely enjoy working on 3D projects. So after a few months off 3D projects, I finally had a clear head to think, and I understood how the game is played now. The only way to make it as an artist today, I think, is by becoming independent, just like an indie game developer. AI is no longer a threat to your job. You own what you create, and you can have total freedom on what kind of projects you want to work on. Social media and YouTube get a bad rap, and I get it with all the rage bait content, but beneath the surface level garbage, there are so many talented artists and storytellers of all kinds making a living by posting their work online. Why can't I be one of them, you know? All it takes is having the guts to do it. You want to review movies or anime? Do it. You want to talk about your woodcrafting hobby? Do it. You want to film yourself playing video games and engage with a community of fans? Fuck it. Do it. In my case, I want to make 3D art and animation and create my own story, and that's what I'm doing with this new Nerea and the Nine Worlds web series I'm working on. Plus this YouTube channel I'm using to post tutorials and feed into this positive community of Blender that I enjoy so much. Most communities online are toxic and hate-filled. The Blender one is one of the very few that is positive all around, and you know, why not engage with it? Most people will tell you that it's hard and you should just quit full stop. Most people will tell you that life is way too expensive right now to focus on 3D art projects. Well, you know what? That actually means now is the perfect time to take a chance and work on your craft. If working a full-time job isn't going to get you anywhere anyways because wages can't keep up with inflation, why waste that time being a hamster in a wheel when you can take an actual chance on yourself? Now, to be clear, I don't believe in the bleed for your art lifestyle. I still think it's very important to be financially responsible, but you get the point. Take a chance, especially when you have access to a free software with free updates and a community begging you to watch their teaching content. Does it get any easier than this? Anyways, this is a short little story about how I got into 3D. Thank you for listening to me ramble. If you want to share your own story or criticize mine, put it in the comment section below. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.